azares del destino o no, habéis llegado hasta mí. Bienvenidos a Mundo Gamer. Habla amigo y entra.
Hola a todos, sed bienvenidos, soy Ciudadanos y bienvenidos una vez más a Gothic 2 para continuar la historia donde la dejamos por última vez. Lo habíamos dejado en la ciudad de Corinis, ya habíamos conseguido ser ciudadanos de la ciudad. Concretamente trabajamos para Vosper, el arquero, en la tienda Flecha Mortal. Bien. Vamos a empezar a hablar con la gente del puerto para conocer la situación allá abajo.
New in the city, huh? I'm Brian. I'm Master Harrod's apprentice.
Can I buy weapons from you?
Not really. I'm merely an assistant. The weapons that are made in this smithy are collected by the militia and taken to the towers where they're stored. But if it has anything to do with forging, maybe I can help you.
What can I get from you?
I can sell you some steel billets.
Eso es mejor para cuando ya sepamos forjar armas. Vale. Vamos allá, al distrito del puerto.
What do you want?
I wanted to have a look around here.
Then where exactly are you headed?
What interesting things are there to see here?
There's a cat house here and a tavern. The landlord's name is Cardiff. If it's information you want, he'll be the right person to talk to. Do you, need money, by the way?
Are you giving it away?
No, but right across the street here is the, house of Lamar, the moneylender. I'm sure he'll give you a few gold pieces. Just go ahead.
Do you work for Lamar?
Smart kid.
Has anything exciting happened lately?
Not long ago, the city guards turned the entire harbor district upside down. They were searching for stolen property. There've been plenty of thefts here lately, especially in the better quarters. They're obviously trying to blame the poor suckers at the harbor for everything.
Vale, vamos a hablar con el prestamista, a ver.
How's it going?
How much do you want?
What do you mean, how much?
I'm the moneylender and you came to me. What could you want from me? Money, of course.
No le pidamos dinero prestado nunca, porque devolverlo siempre va a salir más caro. Vamos a ver qué más hay por aquí.
You look a little worse for wear. Haven't slept in a long time, have you?
Too long, I should say.
Come on, step closer. With me, you'll find what you're looking for.
I'm not telling you anything new.
You said that you've got what I need. Does that include information?
But of course, what is it you want to know?
Are there any other traders here at the harbor?
If you keep to the left at the quay, you'll find Helvor, my husband. He sells fish. On the other side, there's Brahim, the cartographer.
Do you know anyone from the upper quarter?
If I knew anyone up there, I wouldn't be standing here, my boy.
What interesting things are there to see around the harbor?
Well, if you're looking for some action, you can go down to Cardiff's Inn at the quay. There's always something brewing there. You can hardly miss it. The guy standing by the entrance there will certainly draw your attention to it. Besides that, there's the large ship of the Paladins, the King's stately war galley. That one's really worth seeing. You'll find it if you keep left at the quay and then pass under the high rock face.
Has anything exciting happened lately?
You could say so. It wasn't that long ago. A thief ran by here. He must have stolen a bow in the lower part of the city. Of course, the militia came here way too late, like always. He got away from them, just jumped into the harbor, and he was gone.
Is it really true?
Show me your wares.
Poca cosa. Vale, vamos a meternos por aquí.
He'd better shut up.
He had better shut up.
What are you cooking there?
Oh, fish soup. It's not all that tasty, but at least it's hot. You can try a plateful, if you like.
Really, how interesting.
What can you tell me about the city?
Most citizens in this town are afraid of thieves. Therefore, it's not a good idea to enter strange houses. But if you're looking for a place to stay overnight, you're welcome to sleep in my hut. There's an extra bed that you can have.
Aren't you afraid of thieves?
The only valuable thing that I ever owned has already been taken. Oh, someone stole my statue of Innos.
Could you cook me some soup?
I cook for everybody. For you too, if you want. All you need to do is bring me a fish.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Could you cook me some soup?
Nothing could be simpler. Here,
Dios mío.
have a plate.
La voz esa de depresiva que tiene. Vale. Ok.
He simply talks to
Vale. Vamos a ir por aquí, por el otro lado.
Smart kid.
Anything to himself.
See? That wasn't so hard.
Don't tell me that.
Te echan la bronca por meterte en sus casas, lógicamente. A ver, por aquí no había nada.
That's all just gossip.
No. Vale, vamos a hablar con este. Gar.
What led you to
Gar.
this poor area?
Oh,
What are you
Gar.
looking for here?
I'm just looking around a bit.
Ha! Then you better not be caught looking around. It would seem that we have a few thieves in the city who would steal stuff from the rich people. The city guard recently turned the harbor district upside down, but they didn't find anything.
What do you know about the thieves?
Nothing. But all the citizens are scared and have become distrustful, particularly towards strangers. Don't get caught in strange houses. No one takes kindly to that. Yeah, you gotta protect yourself against thieves. A sturdy cudgel works best.
Can you teach me anything?
I'm forging a few fittings and nails and repairing iron pots. But I don't know enough about forging weapons to be able to instruct you. If you want to learn that, go see Herod. He sure knows how to forge weapons. But if you want to train your muscles a bit, well, I can help you with that.
Este lo que hace es que nos sube la
How much do you
fuerza.
charge for the training?
50 gold pieces, and I'll help you to become stronger.
Joder. De momento no. Vamos a hablar por aquí con este de aquí que nos puede enseñar alquimia.
Ah, you've come just in time. I'm in need of an assistant for a magic experiment. I'm sure you're eager to do me a favor for science's sake.
Easy, my friend. First tell me what this is all about.
I have developed a new spell, a spell of oblivion. I've already successfully carried out a few practical applications, but I don't have time to conduct one final test.
What's in it for me if I help you?
I could teach you how to brew potions. I know the recipes for healing and mana essences, and for potions of great speed.
Tell me more about the experiment and the spell.
The spell serves to make somebody forget various events. So far, I have only found it to work when the person in question is angry, for instance. If he has been knocked down or robbed, even if he has only witnessed such a deed, he will scratch it from his memory.
So I'm supposed to knock somebody down and then put a spell on him?
¿Qué ha pasado?
Yes, I think you get the point. But to make somebody angry, it is enough to attack him. You don't have to knock him down. So you should pick somebody who's by himself. If there are other people around, you'll just get into trouble with Lord Andre. Also, it makes no sense to cast the spell on someone who's busy attacking you. Wait for the right moment.
All right, I'll try out that spell.
Then take this spell scroll and find yourself a suitable guinea pig.
Bueno, en algún momento...
Come back and tell me how it went.
En algún momento hay que darle una paliza a alguien. Seguramente será a Valentino, que todo el mundo quiere pegar una paliza. Le daré una paliza y luego le usaré el hechizo de olvido para que se olvide de todo lo que ha pasado. Bien, Innos puede enseñarme a hacer un par de pociones, así que me viene interesante que tenerlo yo, hacer la misión con él para que me enseñe, quiero decir. Bien, vamos a conocer a más personas del puerto, a ver qué tal.
Hey, you!
Hey, do you need fish? Get your fish here, fresh from the depths of the sea.
Can you tell me something about those missing people?
Missing people? This is a harbor, pal. Things like that are bound to happen. The sea is treacherous and bound to claim a life now and then. Captains of large vessels will always sign on new sailors in a large seaport such as Corinnes to complete their cruise. And if they don't find any volunteers, some people may get dragged off against their will, and then they're gone.
Are you missing someone?
Me? No.
Do you know of anyone who's gone missing?
No idea. Ask the shipbuilders.
What ship would that have been?
Good question. Not many ships have come into Corinnes lately. That is true.
That's all just gossip.
Show me your fish.
Nada, este tío lo que tiene es pescado. Ya está. Vale. Déjame ver. Bueno, si os queréis sacar un dinero, comprarle todo el pescado, decirle a la tía esta que os cocine el pescado, porque de 15 se vende a 20 y así sacáis dinero, recuperáis siempre 5 con cada uno. Mira tú. Vale, a ver, ¿qué más? A ver, aquí.
Hey, you! Where you going? No matter what your plans are, there'll be plenty of time later. You're right in front of the Pearl of Corinnes, the Red Lantern. This is the most beautiful brothel in all of Myrtana, damn it. Sailors from the most remote corners of the world dock here just to spend a few nights
¿Pero
in
qué
the
cojones?
Red Lantern.
¿Pero que está bailando breakdance la tía de atrás o qué?
Nay, the honor of spending a night with Nadia, the most passionate flower of the gods. Come on in, and you're going to experience what others cannot even dream of.
Qué risa. Voy a entrar nada más que por la tía esta. ¿Cómo se puso a bailar? Qué risa, loco.
Talk to Bromar if you want to. He simply talks too much.
Are you the one who runs this place?
I am Bromo, this is my house, and these are my girls. I like my girls. And if you like my girls too, then you'll pay for it, 50 gold pieces. And don't get the idea of making trouble here.
Are all your girls accounted for?
Of course they are. Or do you think I want to go to jail over something like that?
Parece hindú este tío.
About your payroll, I mean, are they all present, or have any gone missing?
Oh yeah. Actually, one of my girls has up and left. Her name's Lucia. I reported it to the militia too, but they claim they haven't found a trace of her yet.
¿Es o no es hindú? O sea, ese acento es hindú, a mí no me engaña.
How long has Lucia been missing?
Several days. I don't know exactly how long. I assume she ran off with one of her suitors, eh? That bitch made off with part of my savings, a really valuable golden dish, eh? If I get hold of her, I'll give her what for. So how is that any business of yours, huh? Do you want to have fun or not?
Qué risa cómo se puso a bailar la tía esta antes, que me quedé loquísimo. O sea, se puso a hacer ahí como un medio breakdance que me quedé todo loco. Digo, ¿cómo? A ver esta.
Hey, what's up? Man, I'm busy. Leave me alone. Hey.
I'm busy.
Bueno, pues me voy. Qué risa. Bueno, vamos a seguir. A ver qué más hay.
I must be crazy. What are you doing here?
Hey, Larish, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Mines just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
Exactly what I said.
Of course I remember Lee.
I got out of the colony with him then, just after the barrier was destroyed. He and his boys are now on the farm of Onar, the landowner. He made a deal with the farmer. He and his boys defend the farm, and Onar feeds them in return.
Qué risa el Lares, el que estaba en el campamento nuevo, por el que había que pasar primero antes de convertirse en mercenario. Lares te convertía en bandido y Lee en mercenario. A ver...
Tell me more about Lee and his mercenaries.
What do you want to know?
How do I find the landowner's farm?
It's quite simple. You leave the seaport by the east gate and then follow the path towards the east. I can take you there if you want.
Why aren't you with Lee and his mercenaries?
But I am, just not on the farm. You could say I'm our outpost in the city. We don't want the ship to sail without us.
What ship were you talking about?
It's on the open sea harbor, behind the cliffs. Lee and a few of his people really want to get away from here. But that could take a while.
Why?
You'd better ask Lee about that. If you meet him, he's got plans.
Tell me more about the mercenaries.
Well, if you're as tough as you were back then, you shouldn't have any problems with them. Most of them are ruffians, and if you can't stand up to them, you won't get far. If you're squeamish, you don't have a chance of joining them.
Can you teach me something?
Sure. I can help you become stronger and more dexterous if you like.
Vatras sent me. He told me to come to you when I needed help.
So you've already been to see Vatras? You must have made a lasting impression on him. Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. Especially not since the matter with those missing people still hasn't been resolved. Tell me what you need.
I believe everything you hear.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring to you. He said it is to be taken back.
Of course. It's up to me, as usual. I might have known. I'll have to walk halfway across the island to take it back to the water mages.
I've heard exactly what I said.
I can take the ornament there for you.
I think I'd better take it there myself. But you could come with me. Only, I can't leave here at the moment. I need to keep an eye on the harbor.
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I can't talk about that. Vatras would have my head.
Don't say you didn't know that.
I need your help.
And what exactly were you thinking of?
Do you really think? Why haven't I heard about this before?
I need a better weapon.
There's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. Have you tried the marketplace?
That's the first I've heard of it.
What about some better armor?
Mateo sells armor, but he'll probably charge you an arm and a leg for it. There is a way you could get it cheaper, though, if you don't mind pulling a fast one on the militia.
What do you mean?
There's a storage area next to Mateo's house, but all the merchandise has been confiscated by the militia. Go to Zurus at the marketplace and get yourself a sleeping spell. Then you send the guards off to Dreamland. I'm sure you'll find some decent armor among Mateo's stuff.
Ese es el plan del que estábamos hablando antes.
I need some money.
Don't we all? Sorry, but I have none to give you. But Lamar, the moneylender, still owes me a favor. Go to him and borrow whatever money you need. I'll take care of the rest. You'll find Lamar in the harbor district, where it borders on the lower part of town.
Bueno, eso estará interesante. Habrá que ver a Lemar, que a lo mejor nos puede regalar dinero.
About those missing people.
That's totally obvious.
Tell me what you know.
The first was William, one of the fishermen here in Corinus. One day, he simply didn't return. At first, we thought that one of those sea monsters out there had eaten him in his boat for breakfast. But not too long afterwards, other people started disappearing from the town and the surroundings. Pretty random events, though. Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we finally stumble across a clue.
Isn't this a case for the militia?
The militia is pretty useless if you ask me. They're never going to clear this up. The missing people have just vanished into thin air.
I must talk to the paladins by any means.
What do you want from them?
They've got a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos. I must have it.
And you think they'll give it to you? You'll never get into the upper end of town.
Do you know why the paladins are here?
Nobody knows for sure. Lots of people think it's because of the orcs, but I think there's another reason. It probably has something to do with the old penal colony.
Vatras said you could help me join a community.
Getting tired of being the underdog, are you? All right, I see your point. I can exert my influence with the mercenaries if you want to join Lee. And I'm sure we can find a way to get you into the monastery soon. But the easiest thing would certainly be for you to join the militia. Which community do you prefer?
Vale. Aquí están las tres comunidades, la milicia, los mercenarios y los magos de fuego. Entonces yo voy a optar por la versión rápida, que es la milicia, la más sencilla. Os animo a que probéis con las otras versiones, están interesantes también. Pero para no enrollarme mucho, voy a hacer la milicia porque lo tengo aquí más a mano.
The militia.
Yes, I can imagine you'd like that, eh? Read the law to other people while you're pocketing their purses. The paladins have set up their provisions store by the harbor. Their provisions master is a good friend of mine. Maybe he can do something for you. His name is Martin.
So what's your business with Vatras?
I've got this little agreement with the water mages, you see.
What kind of an agreement?
We work for them, and they see to it that our past in the penal colony doesn't get us into trouble.
You're talking about the Ring of Water?
You've heard of it?
Vatras told me about it.
You might have mentioned that right away.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
The ring is to the water mages what the paladins are to the fire magicians. But, unlike the paladins, we operate in the background. The ring is a mighty weapon in the battle against the dangers that threaten the people of Corinus. But this only works as long as we keep the identity of all those secret who belong to the Ring of Water. So keep this to yourself.
Sure.
It's better to watch out when you tell one. Nobody ever asked you.
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I'm doing what we all do. I fulfill the tasks the water mages give me. Some of the missing people were fishermen. They disappeared along with their boats. That's why I'm standing here, watching the harbor. Maybe something will happen yet, but you could help me. Listen, I shall give you my aquamarine ring. It signifies that the bearer belongs to the Ring of Water. If you wear my ring, the rest of us will know that you're acting on my behalf. Get someone to take over my duties so that I can take the ornament back. One of us is always keeping an eye on the marketplace, but I don't know whose turn it is. You had better go talk to all those standing around there. Once the right man sees my aquamarine ring on you, he will let you know. Tell him to see to it that somebody else takes over here at the harbor.
Vale.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
That's fine with me, but the decision about whether you will be accepted or not lies with the water mages alone.
What's it like to belong to the ring?
We are very different from the usual communities you can join here in Corinnes. Once you're one of us, we're not going to ask anything of you that you are not ready to do. The only thing we truly require of you is to keep quiet. We work in secret and do not want to let outsiders know who our members are. We shall keep an eye on you. Everything else remains to be seen.
What did you do to impress the water mages?
I protected them for a long time when we were still living with the barrier, and they have plenty of reason to be grateful to me.
I see.
Where did you pick that up then?
Agüita, la conversación con Lares, prácticamente como se podría decir que se me hizo de noche.
Hey, I don't know you. What do you want here? Are you headed for the tavern?
Why haven't I heard this forever? As if I didn't have enough.
Yes, do you mind?
You've got no business here, Rut.
Calm down. All I want to do is drink a beer.
Okay, but it'll cost you 50 gold pieces to get in.
Let's wait and see what happens.
Forget it. You won't get a single coin.
Then I'll take everything you have. As soon as you're lying on the ground in front of me.
That's exactly what I said. And now?
Now? Show him!
Haber flipado este.
Show him! Get him now!
Slug him.
Don't stop now!
Don't stop now.
Attaboy! Attaboy!
Todo el mundo animándome.
Show him! Yeah, that's the ticket. Attaboy!
Don't stop now.
Venga.
Wait a minute.
Flipado. No. Quita. Por flipado, ahora me quedo yo tu oro. Por imbécil. Voy a ponerme el anillo de acuamarina que me dio Lares. Para llevarlo siempre puesto, a ver.
We'll see about that.
Vale. Ahora portas el signo del anillo de agua, ok. ¿Qué, melón? ¿Quieres otra paliza?
All right, you win. What do you want?
You know your way about...
Sure thing.
What kind of rumors are floating about?
Around here, we don't like people who ask too many questions. Especially not if they're strangers.
Why don't I see any militia?
They don't dare come in here. We take care of things ourselves.
How's the shipping traffic?
The only ship that's come here recently is the Paladin ship. It's over there, behind the rocky ridge to the southwest.
Where did you pick that up then?
Vamos a la taberna a ver qué se cuesta aquí dentro.
He listened to the wrong people.
Hey, you!
What are you doing here? What am I supposed to do here? I'm drinking. But if you
Se bajó el volumen por la cara.
I arrange fights.
Quite obvious.
You arrange fights?
Every day, from noon until evening, behind the warehouse in the harbor district. Home sweet home.
Do you really believe that? As if I didn't have enough problems.
You live behind the warehouse?
It's only temporary. When you have as much gold as I do, you can afford a little luxury. I was a drill instructor in the army, but I left that bunch to seek my fortune in adventure. Now I've wound up in this shithole. My last 100 gold pieces went to the guards at the city gate. So, I'm seeing to it that I come into money again. I even had to sell my sword.
You don't have to ask me that. That's totally honest.
What are the rules for the fight?
Quite simple. All regular weapons are allowed, no bows or crossbows, and no magic. We fight until one of us drops. And as soon as one of us is flat on his back, it's over. Got it? Whoever leaves the ring is out. So if you quit, I win. The stake is 50 gold coins. If you win, you get 100 back. If not, well, then your money
Esta va a ser una
is
forma muy
down
buena
the drain.
de conseguir dinero al principio. Pero tendremos que hacernos más fuertes y coger mejores armas. Y la armadura, ya veremos más adelante.
To whom did you sell the sword?
I swapped it with a trader in the marketplace for some stuff. The guy's called Ahora. The torches and the bit of meat that he gave me are long used up.
He isn't likely to give me the sword for nothing.
It's an old sword. He won't want much for it. Just think of the money as an extra stake for the fight.
What do you know about the war against the orcs?
There's not much to tell. The war's been going on for too long. The country people are starving. Everywhere there are peasant revolts that are put down mercilessly by the king. But there's just too many of them. If the war doesn't end soon, the realm will fall apart.
Let's wait and see what happens.
Can you train me?
If you really want to learn how to fight, then go up against me. The lesson is no extra charge.
Nobody ever asked what to believe anymore.
Bien, ya haremos lo de las peleas más adelante.
You have to feel sorry for them.
Vale. A ver.
That's not what I heard.
How are things?
If you want something to drink, you'll have to order it.
I bet you overhear a lot of things.
So what's that to you?
I've always got an open ear for news.
Have you got your purse open then? Every piece of information I give you will cost 10 gold pieces.
All right, agreed.
You struck a good bargain. I'm always at your service.
I need information.
I'd have done it differently. You don't have to ask me that.
What do you know about the missing citizens?
All I know is that some people have vanished during the last few days. It's especially bad down here at the harbor, they say. Maybe you should ask around here a bit. There were some cases in the lower part of the city, too. If you want to know more, you should talk to Corrigan. He has his tavern in the lower part of town, and he's likely to hear a thing or two. Halvor, the fish merchant down by the quay, might know something, too. Many people frequent him.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy. Nobody will learn anything from me.
Tampoco hace falta tanta información. Muchas de esas cosas ya las sé.
Hey, I haven't got time to chat with you.
Vale.
Hey, you.
Vale. Vamos a echarnos una sobadita para que la gente esta vuelva a sus puestos y salga de día. Creo que Eda, la que hace sopa de pescado, me dijo que podía dormir en la casa de ella. Parece una chorrada, pero el hecho de que en 2001 y 2002, porque el Gothic 1 también lo tenía, los personajes tengan sus propias rutinas y a X horas del día estén haciendo cosas, a X horas del día estén haciendo otras cosas, por la tarde otras cosas, por la noche otras cosas, le da al juego muchísima vida. Ver cómo los personajes van cambiando de sitio. Está genial. Y es un juego del 2002, y el Gothic 1 es de 2001. Vale, vamos a hablar con la milicia que hay aquí, a ver. Coño. Ah, vale, el que se encarga de estos tíos es el que está allá adelante.
Hey, you have no business up here. Only paladins and those of us in the militia have access here.
What's up here, then?
This is the provisions store of the Royal Guard of the Paladins. I am the provisions master here, and I'm responsible for seeing to it that none of the paladin stuff goes astray, and you're not wanted here, so keep your hands to yourself or I'll chop them off.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Laura sent me. He said you could help me.
So? He did? Then fire away. What do you want from me?
I want to join the militia.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? We don't just take on ragbags like you for no good reason. You'd probably have to.
Spare me the drivel. Tell me what I have to do to join you.
Okay. Then pay attention. The job of the provisions master is hell, let me tell you. Managing all the crates and sacks in this place is bad enough. But every time I spend an evening in Cardiff's tavern, someone busies himself with the crates here, and when I come back the next morning, something is missing. Strangely enough, the paladins never see anything. I'm going crazy. I can't spend the entire night standing around here like an idiot. You, on the other hand...
I get it. I'm supposed to keep watch here while you hang around in the tavern.
Take it or leave it.
¿En serio? De momento lo dejaremos pendiente.
Can you sell me any of the paladin stuff?
You want to buy? Let's say that if you could compensate me for the trouble that will arise from the paladin's things wandering off, then we might be able to do business.
Does that happen often? Things going astray?
As long as the provisions master says that everything is right, no.
I see. What do you have to offer?
Then pay attention.
Vale, tiene espadas. Mira esta espada por 60 de destreza. Está bien, por 60 de destreza y 120 de daño. Está muy bien. Y además el talento de una mano te bonifica 10 puntos. Muy bien. Está muy interesante. Curación mediana. Grasa de ratopo. Anillo de magia. Flecha sagrada. Pues no está mal, no está mal. Bien.
All the crates still there?
Don't touch anything or I'll...
Ya nos pensaremos ya lo de vigilarle las cajas otro momento. Por el momento lo que vamos a hacer... A ver... De momento lo que haremos será hablar con la gente aquí del puerto, de este otro lado que aún no he hablado con ellos.
Hey, you! Ahoy, you landlubber. Looks like you're stranded here. You look a bit pale around the gills. Never mind, my lad. All you need is a good stiff sea breeze.
What are you doing here?
Ever since these scallywags took over my lighthouse, I haven't dared get closer to it than 20 feet. Really bad rabble, that. They're criminals from the Valley of Mind, you know. There was this big bang on the other side of the mountains, and they swarmed all over the land like flies. Now they're hiding out everywhere, even in my lighthouse. I think they're on the lookout for any ship they can raid. Ah, let them. Then at least they'd be out of my tower.
Do you come to town often?
I always say, a town is only as good as its harbor. A harbor is the gate to the world. That's where everyone meets, and where everything starts. Once the harbor goes to the dogs, the rest of the city will follow soon.
Tell me about the harbor.
The harbor of Corinus isn't what it used to be. There's nothing but riffraff hanging about. The ships don't come anymore, and trade is dead. This harbor's about to go under.
So why don't you leave?
Nobody would take an old sea dog like me on his ship these days. Most people think that old Jack's got the gout in his rotten old bones.
And? Are they right?
Balderdash. Once I've got those planks beneath me feet again, I'll feel like a young whippersnapper.
I agree with you completely.
What do you mean by riffraff?
Look at them, the lazy rabble. Most of them don't even know what work is. All they do is drink all day and spend their last pay at the brothel. I tell you, stay away from them.
It's not what I heard.
Why are the ships no longer coming?
They all say that once the war is over, everything will be like it used to be. That's a load of bilge water. I tell you, a sailor can see when a town's going downhill. A sailor feels that in his blood, and I can tell you, forget about this harbor. Its heyday's over.
Bien, ya sabemos que Jack está buscando recuperar su faro. A ver este que tiene que decirnos.
What are you doing here?
I'm building a ship because I want to get out of here as fast as I can. But the way it looks right now, this ship will never be finished.
Why are you in such a hurry?
Soon the orcs will come and burn down the city.
What makes you think that?
Boy, have you noticed the paladins running around everywhere? Why do you think they're here? I tell you, they're here because the orcs will attack soon, and that won't be pretty.
Can I help you somehow?
Yes, you can. Find out what the paladins are planning. I want to know why they're here. And I have to know if the orcs will attack and how far from the city they are. One of the bastards was even seen outside the city. Just bring me all the information you can get. I need to know how much time I have left to finish the boat.
What's going on at the harbor?
The orcs are breathing down our necks and you're asking about the harbor?
I only wanted to...
The biggest problem we have is that there aren't enough ships in the harbor to get us out of here. To be honest, there's only one ship here, and that belongs to the paladins. They certainly won't let us get out of here with that.
Why can't you finish your ship?
Oh, we have thousands of problems. The hull still isn't stable, and it's still missing a lot of boards. But I have hardly any gold left to buy new material with, and the last delivery had bugs in it. My boys don't work productively. One wants a fast ship above all else, the other one is worried about the figurehead. As if we didn't have more important things to do. Also, one of my people is simply not showing up for work anymore. I'm beginning to fear that this will delay the construction even more.
You're one worker short?
Yes. His name is Monty. He's vanished into thin air. That lazy pig is probably living the high life on a farm somewhere. I should never have paid him in advance.
When was the last time you saw Monty?
He hasn't bothered to show up for work for at least 2 days.
I've heard that other people have gone missing too.
Just what I'm saying. That's where the evil starts. Farum the fisherman told me something similar. His buddy William is no longer around. I bet that the orcs are behind all this.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
Where can I find this Farum?
He's a fisherman. I think that his hut is near the provision store of the paladins, but I don't know for sure.
Is it really true? That'll only cause more trouble.
Bien. Siento que los vídeos estos estén siendo tan coñazo por tanto diálogo, pero es que hay que sacarle información a la gente sobre el tema de las personas desaparecidas. Vamos a ver aquí qué se podía hacer.
Hey, you got no...
Who are you?
That's none of your business.
The boss of what?
Hey, the storeroom was under my supervision.
Bueno, de momento este lo dejaremos por ahí. A ver qué había por aquí. Por aquí se organizaban las peleas, creo. Sí, aquí, vale. A ver qué pasa por aquí. Lucy.
What's new?
I wonder why the paladins are here at all. They're holding the town hall, the barracks, and the harbor, but they haven't actually done anything so far. If they were here about the orcs or the bandits, they would have done something ages ago. There must be another reason.
What can you tell me about this area?
You are now in the harbor district. Where do you want to go?
Thanks, that's all I wanted to know.
Nah, no se puede sacar mucha información de esta tía. A ver.
Boy, that lunatic's hammering is wearing me down.
Who are you talking about?
Can't you hear that hammering? Who do you think hammers all day long in the harbor district? I mean that lunatic felon. He takes the hammer to his hut every day.
I could take care of Felon.
You want to help me? What's in it for you?
You tell me.
Oh, that's how it is. All right, if you can get him to stop hammering, I'll pay you 25 gold pieces. But I'll tell you one thing right now. You can't talk to the guy. He's nuts. The only thing that will help is a few decent punches.
I'll see what I can do.
You can think about it. Remember, I'll pay you 25 gold coins.
Are those your sheep?
The only one that belongs to me is the one that answers to the name of Lucy. That's my wife, Lucy. The sheep belong to the militia. All the sheep they collect from the farmers, they bring to me.
And how are the sheep?
Felon's hammering is going to drive them crazy. One of these days, they'll go completely to pieces.
Bueno, ya tenemos ahí una misión pendiente también para hacer. Y puede ser también una persona, un candidato posible para usar el hechizo de conjuro de olvido sobre él. El problema es que aquí hay más gente. Y me puedo meter en problemas con la milicia. Vamos a ver.
Hey! Why are you hammering?
For days now, I've been desperately trying to fix the leaks in my house. The rafters have been crumbling away ever since we had those rainfalls recently. Soon everything's gonna come down around my ears.
Hey, you! Could you stop hammering?
No, I have to finish this.
Stop that hammering or I'll break every bone in your body.
Forget it, or I'll knock some sense into your head with my hammer.
Bueno, se ve que a este tío le gustan los desafíos. Vamos a guardar a ver si le puedo hacer algo como estoy ahora.
You'll regret this.
What do you want? Smart kid.
Show him.
Smart kid.
Not bad.
No sé si me meteré en problemas por esto, pero bueno. Además ya le quité el martillo, ya no puede martillar. ¿Qué le pasa a este? ¿Ya me fui? Vamos a cargar por si acaso. Dios, cacho crítico le acabo de pegar. Guardamos en un sitio diferente por si acaso también. Ahora cogeremos y lanzaremos el hechizo de olvido sobre él a ver qué tal. Vamos a esperar a que se levante.
Don't you try that again.
Hey!
Okay, so you beat me. Some heroic deed that was.
Will you stop hammering now, or do I have to thrash you again?
No, don't hit me anymore. I'll stop. But if everything collapses around here, it'll be your fault.
Vale. Ahora equipamos el hechizo de olvido. No sé si funcionará, por eso voy a guardar partida antes de hacerlo, porque si no funciona lo habré perdido para nada. No pareció servir de nada. Creo que tiene que ser con alguien que esté enfadado conmigo todavía. De esos a lo mejor en los que te acercas y... De esos a lo mejor a los que te acercas y van a pegarte porque están enfadados contigo. A lo mejor con eso sí serviría el hechizo. Vamos a esperar otra vez a que se levante.
Hey.
Vale. Ya termino de martillar. A ver esas 25 monedas.
Felon will hammer no longer.
Hear that? No more hammering. At last, I thought the fellow would never quit. You've done me a huge favor. You know what? I'll give you 30 gold pieces.
Coño, que bien se porta el tío, ¿eh? Vale, vamos a aprovechar para hacer una cosita. Y es que en este juego, delante, en los tejados de las casas podemos encontrar cositas, ¿ves? Pero creo que solamente es en los tejados de las casas del puerto. Creo, a ver. Espérate a ver para ver si averiguo cómo podía subirme yo aquí arriba. Pero me parece que por los tejados de las casas del puerto hay cosas. Hay bolsones de cuero, pociones, cosas así. Así que vendría bien cogerlas. Son gratis, se coge eso rapidito y ya está. Y podría servir bastante. Mira, aquí, ¿ves? Aquí hay una bolsa de cuero. Otro misterio también de la ciudad son las torres. Las torres tienen una puerta que dentro de esas puertas hay cofres con cositas. Las llaves de las puertas las tienen los guardias. Hay que aprender a robar bolsillos y subir mucho la destreza. ¿Os acordáis que en el Gothic 1 os había dicho que destreza no servía para tanto porque te permitía manejar arcos y ballestas muy bien? El tema de robar bolsillos a lo mejor te servía y las ganzúas pues tardaban más en romperse, te duraban más. Pero aparte de eso, cuerpo a cuerpo no te servía para nada porque tenías que usar auricia de todas formas y el juego te compensaba con pociones. Aquí no, aquí sí hay armas cuerpo a cuerpo que valen destreza. De hecho hay una que por 60 de destreza tiene 120 de daño. Esas armas son muy importantes porque la destreza aquí sí nos va a servir un montón. Para el tema de robar, que se utiliza mucho más aquí, robar bolsillos, tener la destreza alta nos va a servir muchísimo. Y podemos compensar el haber invertido en destreza con armas que requieran destreza. Y no solo eso, sino además también con los arcos. Así que yo este personaje lo voy a subir mucho en destreza porque creo que es lo que merece la pena hacerse aquí. Ya después cada uno pues lo que más le guste se lo va haciendo. Vale, creo que aquí ya he cogido más o menos todo. A ver si puedo subirme aquí. Vale. Mira, otro bolsón de cuero aquí. Para ir empezando la partida, pues nos sirve. Los bolsones de cuero tienen como mínimo 25 monedas, creo. Mira, la miel nos viene de puta madre, porque la miel la vamos a usar para crear tabaco. Ya os explicaré lo del tabaco, cómo va, y qué tipo de tabaco podéis crear para ganar bastante experiencia con el tío este de las pipas, el que tiene premoniciones. El que hace profecías, mejor dicho. Vale. Vamos a subir aquí otra vez, que no sé si me he dejado algo. Creo que aquí ya no me queda nada por coger, lo he cogido todo. Vale. Vamos a la otra parte de allí, del puerto, que hay más tejados. Hemos conseguido bastantes cositas aquí en los tejados. Uy, ¿qué es esto? Anillo de plata. Ños, esto sí que era difícil de ver, ¿eh? Joder. Anillo de plata. Vamos a abrir las moneditas. Mira, 25, 25 y 50. No está mal. Bien. Vale, ¿qué podemos hacer ahora? Vamos a establecernos un objetivo ahora. Necesitamos mejorar la destreza. Tenemos 20 puntos de habilidad, pero hay muchas cosas que me gustaría aprender todavía. Sin embargo, tengo algún arma que me requiera destreza. A ver. Esto es fuerza, destreza. Mira, 20 de destreza, 40 de daño. Y me va a venir bastante bien. Lo que voy a hacer es subirme la destreza a 10 puntos, que tengo 30 puntos de aprendizaje, para poder ya equiparme esa espada. Y vamos a ver qué más. Deja que llegue aquí a donde Lares.
Hey, you. Teach me.
Destreza 5 y destreza 5. Perfecto.
You've already gotten more.
Vale. Esta espadita. Ahora tenemos ya algo que hace mucho más daño y que además es más largo que el cuchillito pequeño este que tengo. Porque la verdad es que es difícil acertar a alguien con ese cuchillo porque tienes que estar muy cerca. Ahora vamos a venirnos por aquí. Vamos a subir la murallita por aquí. Y vamos a probar. Uy, que me mato, que me mato. Bueno, vamos a subirla por el otro lado. Y vamos a probar si podemos robar el contenido de aquel cofre sin tener que dormir al guardia. Creo que para ello tendría que subirme... A ver... puede que por aquí. Vamos a guardar. Bien. Va, está la torre. La torre no me va a dejar pasar. Es en ese hueco de ahí. Ah, no, entonces no se va a poder. Por desgracia no se va a poder, vale. Vamos a ver. Habrá que comprar entonces un pergamino de dormir. Me da rabia porque estoy seguro que por ahí me voy a encontrar alguno. Pero es que necesito ya un equipamiento un poco más fuerte para poder enfrentarme a más bichos. Pero bueno. Otra cosa que poder hacer. Pues mira, con la espada que tengo ahora, que mete más daño, voy a intentar encontrar a ese tal Rengarú que le robó el arco a Bosper. Y también robó un par de cosas más. Si no recuerdo mal, él estaba como por aquí. Vamos a ver si lo veo. Ah, mira, aquí está el tío este. Joder, es que me quiere pedir el favor. No quiero hablar con él todavía. Míralo aquí. Vale, vamos a guardar.
Jorah says you got his money.
Damn it! I'm out of here.
Vale, se larga. Que se largue. Lo seguimos. Yo sé para dónde va de todas formas. Y una vez allí, lo que hacemos es que nos lo cargamos. ¿Por qué? Porque esto va a iniciar una serie de misiones del gremio de ladrones de aquí de la ciudad. Porque sí, en la ciudad hay un gremio de ladrones escondido. Y acabar con este tío nos va a ayudar a empezar este tipo de cosas.
Gotcha.
Hey, what do you want from me? Huh?
You stole from Jorah in broad daylight, and he even saw you do it. So I've come to tell you that you're a lousy thief, and that...
Venga.
You had better hand over Jorah's gold now.
Here's the dough, man! But now let me go! I'll never do it again!
Vale. Vale.
I should turn you into the militia.
What else do you want? I've got nothing left. Let me go, man!
Vale, hay que hacer que se lo metan entre rejas para que empiece lo de los ladrones, porque entonces mandarán a un tío a matarme y se puede empezar a ir a hacer cositas. No sé si es necesario que el tío aquel venga a matarme o no para yo poder conocer a los ladrones, pero por si acaso.
I'll see to it that you are put behind bars.
Oh, I don't want any more trouble. If you think that's what you should do, then be my guest. Hey, be careful though. My friends are not gonna like what you're pulling here.
Vale. Puedo utilizar meter a Rengarú entre rejas para ganar experiencia y que Lord Andre me tenga más en cuenta a la hora de querer unirme a la milicia. Voy a hablar con él ahora mismo antes de dejar el vídeo para ver qué requisitos me pide para unirme a la milicia.
Innos be with you, stranger. What brings you to me?
I've got an important message for Lord Hagen.
Well, you stand before one of his men. What is this about?
That I must tell Lord Hagen myself.
Suit yourself. But you should know one thing. Lord Hagen receives only paladins, or those who are in the service to paladins. It is beneath his dignity to waste his time with members of the common folk.
About those missing people.
Just leave me alone with that. I've got other problems.
Why are you paladins in town?
The goals of our mission are secret. I can only tell you that there is no danger for the citizens of the town. You need not worry.
I want to take up service with the paladins.
Good. I can well use every able man here, no matter what his reasons for joining us. If you place yourself in the service of the paladins, I shall help you get an audience with Lord Hagen. However, I have my orders only to accept citizens of the town into the militia. My commander is afraid that spies or saboteurs could sneak in. He wants to limit the risk this way. Therefore, you must first be a citizen of the town. Whether this rule makes sense or not is disputable, but orders are orders.
What should I expect with the militia?
Let me make one thing clear. To be a soldier of the militia means much more than strolling through the city in a uniform. It is a dirty and even bloody job. Once you are one of us, a great deal of work will be waiting for you. But it is worth it. Besides the pay, you might someday have the chance of becoming a holy warrior of Innos.
I'm ready to join the militia.
Then you are a citizen of Corinus?
Bosper the bowmaker has taken me on as his apprentice.
Then you also know something about living in the wild. That is good, because the militia has assignments not just within the city walls. We can certainly use people who know their way around in the wilderness. And the bowmaker is an important man in the city. If he vouches for you, there's nothing standing in the way of your acceptance into the militia. You can join us if you wish, but your decision will be final. Once you wear the armor of the militia, you cannot simply take it off and no longer belong to us. Are you prepared to fight together with us for Innos and the King?
Vale, vamos a probar unirnos a la milicia ya, que no creo que haya problema. Hay una partida guardada por ahí por si acaso. El caso es que no sé si uniéndome a la milicia después no puedo hacer lo que son las misiones de los ladrones. Yo creo que sí. Creo que no hace falta, creo que no importa pertenecer a la milicia para poder hacerlo de gremio de los ladrones, pero la partida está guardada por ahí.
I'm ready. Then so shall it be. Welcome to the militia. Here is your armor. Wear it with pride and dignity.
Y encima me dan una armadura, o sea, ¿qué cojones?
Can I finally see Lord Hagen now?
You are now in the service of the Paladins. They will let you in, but you had better have something important to say.
Don't worry, I do.
Remember that you are meeting the Chief Paladin. Behave yourself accordingly. You represent not only yourself now, but the entire militia.
Will I get a weapon too?
Of course. Peck usually takes care of that. But it occurs to me that I haven't seen him for quite a while. Find out where he's hiding and bring him here. Then he will give you a weapon. And if you want to sleep, you can lie down in one of the beds in the bunkhouse.
Peck está en el prostíbulo. A ver, ¿qué más?
Have you got an assignment for me?
Lately, there's been an increase in the sale of swamp weed in the city. We cannot allow this stuff to catch on. Otherwise, everyone here will start smoking and no longer be able to work, let alone wield the weapon. Particularly now that there is a danger of a possible attack by orcs or mercenaries. I suspect that the mercenaries are behind it. I bet they're bringing the stuff into the city.
What is there to do?
Mortis, one of our men, heard in the harbor inn that a package of swamp weed has arrived somewhere in the harbor district. Look around down there and bring me the package.
What about the missing people?
What about them?
Well, shouldn't we try to find them?
Lord Hagen gave me orders to protect the town and the surrounding farms. That means that we're taking care of the people who are still here. The militia patrols the streets at night. That's all I can do. And you will take care of the tasks I give you. Understood?
I've come to collect the bounty for a criminal. Rengaru stole from the merchant Jorah. He tried to skedaddle, but I caught him.
Good. My men have already picked him up. He won't be stealing from anyone else in the near future. Here is your money.
Will you tell me now why you paladins have come to Corinus?
Now you belong to the city guard. Therefore, you are also subordinate to the paladins. Now, I can take you into my confidence. We have come on a mission from King Robar. With the collapse of the barrier, the deliveries of ore have failed. Therefore, we are getting the ore and bringing it to the mainland. With the ore, we shall forge new weapons and drive the orcs back.
How's the situation in town?
Everything is under control. Carry out your assignments.
Pues ya está, ya somos ya miembros de la milicia oficialmente. Está perfecto. Y encima me dan una armadura de la milicia, que es mucho mejor. Es la de las sombras, si os fijáis. La de las sombras del campamento viejo, claro. Se las quitaron a los que trabajaban ahí, a los guardias.
So Lord Andre accepted you. I expect you to come here and train regularly. Ruga will train you in the art of the crossbow, and Mortis will help you to increase your strength. But the most important thing is for you to learn to handle your sword properly. I'll make a good fighter of you yet.
Bien, aprender a manejar la espada también es importante. Y lo comenzaré creo que con este tío, ¿no? A ver.
Let's begin with the training.
Armas a una mano. Vamos a subir los 10 puntos el armas a una mano. De momento.
What are the advantages of one- or two-handed weapons?
Quite simple. With a one-handed weapon, you're faster. That can be a considerable advantage in battle. Two-handed weapons are more ponderous. You have to fight with foresight, but you can do a lot more damage when you're hit.
Where should I start, with one-handed or two-handed weapons?
That's entirely up to you. If you specialize in only one type of weapon, you automatically learn the other at the same time. If, for instance, you're good at fighting with one-handed swords, but still a beginner with two-handed weapons, your two-handed skills will go up as well whenever you train with a one-hander. In that case, the training is more exhausting than if you train with both types of weapons. Just start and you'll soon see what I'm talking about.
No lo entendí muy bien, pero ya lo iremos viendo.
How's your duty?
Oh, these boys swing their swords like farmers, but when I'm done with them, every single one of them will be a tough, hard bastard.
Vale, ya hemos hablado demasiado, el vídeo se me está haciendo muy largo. Hasta aquí todo por hoy, hemos logrado convertirnos en un miembro de la milicia. Vamos a ver si no hay problema con el tema del gremio de ladrones. Y si lo hay, cargo partida y empiezo lo del gremio de ladrones y luego me uno a la milicia. Yo recuerdo ser parte de la milicia mientras hacía las misiones de gremio de ladrones, pero no sé si fue a posteriori o antes de unirme a ellos. Vamos a hablar con este, que es el único que me queda con el que me queda hablar. Nada. Si os ha gustado el vídeo, dadle a like, suscribiros, no olvidéis compartirlo con vuestros amigos y nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo de Gothic 2, donde creo que voy a guardarlo aquí como Neus 2. En el siguiente vídeo de Gothic, donde vamos a empezar a hacer más cositas interesantes. Ya siendo parte de la milicia con esta pedazo de armadura, puedo hacer muchas más cositas. Espero que os haya gustado este vídeo y hasta otra.